Of course, I'll be taking you physics today. I don't know if some of you are part of the chemistry session we had the other day, but today I'll be taking you on physics. So, number 53. The question says the out efficiency is 50%. The input energy provided to truck is dash. Now, we have to calculate the input energy. Now, how do we do that? We have the efficiency, and this is from machine in physics is extracted from machine. Of course, machine is something that have load and effort. That is something that uses an effort to overcome a load at some other point. That means effort is one point and load is at other point. Then the effort overcome the load, and it happens by having a force because effort is also a force. So in this case, we're going to be using the formula, which is efficiency is equals to output over input. And how do we do that? Now, when we have the efficiency of the machine, the efficiency to be equals to the output over input. Now, from the question, the parameters were given 50%. Now, you should note that the 50% is an efficiency. Now, converting that 50%, we are to find the input. Remember, since we are looking for the input, it will be change of subject of formula. That is, having the formula to be efficiency to be output divided by input. Now, as a result of that, I have to cross multiply. Now, by cross multiplication, I'm looking for an input. So at the long run, I will have my input to be different. Now, my input will be equals to my output divided by efficiency. So at the long run, I have input to be equals to output divided by efficiency. Now remember, our efficiency is 0.5. That is 0. I have the output energy, which is 4,500 divided by the 0.5. You're going to have 9,000 joules energy. Please, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so question 54. After getting a rise of 15%, Mr. Banji new monthly salary is 3 EM before an increase. Now let's look at this together, class. Please, you should follow on this course. It's kind of a mathematics equation. So we have there is a increase in 15%. Remember, when we're talking about profit and loss, and we're talking about increase in rent or increase in commodities. Now we are being talked about increase in salaries. The salary is being increased by 15%, which is a pay rise. And when it is increased, the new monthly salary is 345. Now we are told to find the old salary. Now, how do we do that? We have let's represent the X, the salary, the old salary is X. So we're having X plus. Now, when we have X plus increase in the salary, which is 15%. So I have 15%, right? 15% X now is equals to 345. Now, look at this equation now. 15% is same thing as 0.15x. Please, you can, if you are with your calculator or you are with your pen, you can just check your pen and divide 15 over 100. You as well get 15% to be equals to 0.15. So since we are having 0.15, then we have x plus then is 0.15. Now, when you are having x plus 0.15x, what would that give you? That will give us 1. So since you have 1.15x, remember you have 1.15x to be equals to 345. Now divide both sides. Now your x divided by 1 1.15. Now, at the long run, I'm sure all of you are pressing your calculator. Your x will be equals to 300. So 300 is the old salary that was. You can see my screen. So this is the answer. Now, let's move on. We have number 55. Energy processed by a body in a motion is called what? Now the answer is kinesis. Kinesis means movement. Okay, when something moves from one place to another, we call it kinesis. So kinesis is the process of movement, okay, of body in a bit of a movement. While potential energy is the energy at rest, okay. So the answer is what? Kinetic energy, because it is energy in motion. Do you understand that? So, number 56, when a metal carries an electric current, charges flow through it. The moving charges are what? They are electrons, okay? In physics, when a metal wire carries an electric current, it's carrying an electrons. I call charge, cathode ray tube. Now, cathode ray tube was when the electron was discovered, and they discovered that the beam of electrons should move to the positive charge. It will move in a fast pace. As you know that electron is 10 less speed, like 10 less fast than proton. So we should know that 10 less fast than speed of light, rather. Electron is 10 less fast than speed of light. So the speed of electron and speed of light is related, but it's just that the speed of light is faster than speed of electron. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please, if you have a question, just you can just ask me if you have a question. I don't like to be in a class and kind of speaking and no response, and I don't know if you're understanding or not. So let's move on to 57. Find the value for which the function 3s cubed minus 9s squared is as maximum. Now, this is what we call differential equation. In differential equation, we differentiate, which means we reduce something to smallest numbers, while in integral equation we increase. Okay, now in differential equation we have the log, and also we have the tangents, and we have the graph. Now in graph of differential equation, whenever we have minimum, it should be positive, and whenever we have a maximum, it should be negative. Please take note of that. In differential equation, minimum is positive while maximum is negative. Always take note. Now let's solve this. Now using the first derivative. To solve this using first derivative, dy dx will be equals to what? 9x raised to power 3, right? From the question that I'm bringing the equation back from the question, which is what? The 3s cubed minus 9s squared. That's 3s cubed 3s cubed minus 9s squared. Now, how do we do this? Now, the first differential equation, if we're going to differentiate it, we are going to use the general formula of differentiation, which I should assume you all of you know that, which is ans raised to power n minus 1. That's the general formula for differentiation. When dy dx is equals to an raised to power n minus 1. That's a shortcut somehow. Now, how do I do that? When I differentiate 3s cubed, I'm going to have 9s squared in respect to x. Now, minus. When I differentiate 9s squared, I'm going to have what? I'm going to have 9x. Differentiation, I'll have d square y, okay, divided by the s squared. So this is the second derivative. So that's the first derivative. I'm getting 9x squared minus 9x. Now the second derivative, I'm to redifferentiate 9x squared minus 9x, which will be 9 times 2. Okay. So I'll be having 9 times 2, which is 18x. Then I'll have 18x minus 9. I think that's the way it's gonna be. We have 18x minus 9. Of course, you can start. You can just solve your answer from that place. But 18x minus 9, I think that's the easiest way to solve. Now we have an option in the question. They ask when it will be maximum, but the option in the question is kind of okay. He said I should skip question that is not physics. I don't think this one is physics. So 57. I think I'm gonna skip it because that's mathematics.
But sir, what is the answer there?
Okay, 58. So let's go to 58. Now, when we transmit something at high voltage, it's because of power transmission goes over a long range. Imagine like four streets, okay, are using one transformer. And what is transformer? Transformer in physics is used to step up or step down voltage. That means either to increase the voltage or to reduce the voltage. Now, the electricity has to be transferred through the cable and the power transmitter at very high transmission, which is as little energy as possible. It is wasted in the transmission of the cables. That means the energy have to be transmitted at high voltage and low currents. Okay, because high current is very dangerous, so we transmit power at high voltage, and there's nothing like low current. There's something as we call it low voltage. We don't have low current in physics, we have low voltage, because voltage is just like a the cause of currents to move in a circuit. Without voltage, there cannot be current. So let's say voltage is ignition, the engine in a car. Voltage is what makes a car move. Without engine, a car cannot move. So the part of the car is the current, while the car is the what? The engine of the car is the voltage. So voltage is the cause of the car to move. So the answer is obvious. Okay, the current, the as little energy as possible is wasted, so we have to transmit energy in that direction. I hope you understand that.
Sir.
Okay, so let's move on then if you understand. Now we have 59. 59 is also mathematics, so we'll be skipping that. Now 60. There is a bright spot on the screen of a cathode ray oscilloscope. This is caused by what? Now, this is caused by a fast moving particle. What are these particles? I've talked about that cathode ray tube. The electrons was discovered by J.J. Thomson in 1869. Now, J.J. Thomson discovered an electron using a cathode ray tube. Now, the cathode ray tube is now the basis of us using television. Now, we use television, we use PC, all of them, and as a result of cathode ray tube by high speeding electrons. So the answer is electrons by J.J. Thomson. Number 61 is mathematics. So 62, top surface. What is this process called? This process is called evaporation. Now the answer A, we have boiling. No, boiling will only occur when the saturated vapor pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure. And as you know, the atmospheric pressure is what? Is 1 pascal. Okay, and 1 pascal is equals to what? 760 millimeter mercury, or it equals to 1.101 times 10 raised per minus 5, 1 atmospheric pressure. And that's must be equal to saturated vapor pressure before boiling can take place. But when we talk about Brownian motion is an irregular movement of particles. Okay, irregular or zigzag movement of molecules or particles. That's what we call Brownian. And then we have convection. No, the answer is not convection, because convection is the movement of fluid from one region to another, and convection happens to be with conduction. Convection, we can link it and explain the sea breeze, and at night we have the land breeze, and that explains why the fishermen fish at night, because at night the fishes will come up, and as a result the fishermen will catch them. So the evaporation is the correct answer, which was we have the liquid that's vaporized, that move away. Now 63, this is a calculation also. A large drum which full contains 260 kilogram of oil of density 0.9 gram per centimeter cube. What weight of petrol of density 0.89 gram per centimeter cube can be contained in the drum? Now, if you look at this question very well, this is having two density, right? The density, we have D2 over D1. Now, based on calculation, we have density is equals to mass over volume. That's our um formula. Now we have volume. Now remember, you are given mass. Always write your parameters out in physics if you want to solve. We are given mass to be 260 kilogram, and the first density to be 0.9, then second density to be 0.84. So you have 0.84 and 0.9. Now to solve that, as I said, then we having the volume to be equals to now Now, the volume is now equals to the mass divided by the density. Now, remember, the density is now split into two, which are V's. We are having the D2 and D1, which is the D2 is the final density and the D1 is the initial density. Now, in the initial density, you are having 0.9 and the final density you are having 0.84, which means the density has been reduced. Now, when a density reduces, means there is a free flow. That means the volume will now be equal to the mass that we're having, which is 260, then which will be multiplied. Now, when you multiply it, you are going to multiply it with the D2 divided by the D1. So D2 divided by the D1, which is equals to 260, then multiplied by this divided by 0.90. Okay, so when you do this, or what you're going to get, you're going to get your final answer. Now,
Excuse me, sir.
if you are going to press your calculator now, press, yeah?
Sir, please, where is the 260 coming from?
It's from the question. Yeah, number 63. Read the question again. A large drum, when full,
Oh,
contains 260 kilograms mass. Do you get it now?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so the 260 now will multiply by the first density and the second density. Remember, the first density is 0.9 gram per centimeter cube. Now, what weight of petrol of density 0. Now, if you have interacted with oil and petrol very well, let's say um, oil, lubricated oil and petrol, according to you, which one can move faster based on viscosity? If you pour oil and petrol, which one will pour faster?
Petrol will move faster.
Thank you. So that does that mean that petrol have smaller density compared to oil? Okay. Oil have higher density compared to petrol. Now, since you're having that, which is the initial density divided by the final density divided by initial density, you'll be having them, the two of them times 260. So by doing that, you are going to get 232 point something. And I think the correct value that is close to the answer is D. So the B is not correct. You can solve it and let me know your answer. So we'll be having 0.84 divided by 0.9, then times 260. So we'll be having 243.
Okay.
243. Is that what you got? Is that what you got? Can you hear me? Is that what you got?
I don't. After that 260, I don't understand the rest. Are we dividing
Okay.
the D2 by 1, or are we
Yeah, you are
subtracting?
dividing the D2 over D1, which means that you are dividing the 0.84 divided by 0.90. So this is what you are basically doing. 260 times open brackets 0.84 divided by 0.90. So your final answer will now give you the volume.
241.8, sir.
Can you try that back? Let's see what you get. So you can
Sir,
choose
the
from the option.
answer is 241.8.
241.8. Now, which one is the closest answer there?
1.8.
Like, what's the closest answer in this 63? Which option?
Option D.
Option D, thank you. Now, number 64, we have less time now. What's the frequency of a wave? Now, when we say frequency, it means something that what occurs every time, right? Let me say, I give you paracetamol and I tell you of times I told you to take the paracetamol. So that's basically what frequency is. The number of times something occur. Okay, if I say take it twice in the morning, take it twice at night. So it's happening 4 times. If I take it once in the morning and take it once at night, that means that it's happening 2 times. So frequency is the number of waves passing a fixed point per second. So that's correct. That's frequency, number of wave passing a fixed point per second. Now, we have 309, one of 4 omega. That's then we have 4 their combination resistance is what? Now, when we say something is in parallel, what do we mean? In physics, when we have something in parallel, we mean what? 1 over r, right? That's in physics. Now, if you have 1 over r in physics, what does it imply? Now, when we have 1 over r, it implies that we are having what? We are having resistance. We are having r1 plus r2 plus r3. But in parallel, we have 1 over r1 plus 1 over r2 plus 1 over r3. Definitely, I'll be having the r1, right? Then I'll be having times r2 divided by r1 plus r2. Okay, now we are given 4 and 6. Please impute that into this formula. So you put the r1 is 4, the r2 is 6. 4 times 6 then divided by 4 plus 6. So tell me the answer since you also have with the materials. Okay, so let's move on. Then we have 396. A liquid in glass thermometer contains mercury. Which physical property of the mercury varies with temperature? According to Charles, okay, Charles says what? The volume of a fixed mass of a gas or any material volume with the what? With the temperature. Okay, it's volume directly with the temperature. So the answer is volume, not resistance. Take note. 397. Which type of electromagnetic radiation is produced during radioactive decay? The answer is gamma ray. Okay, gamma ray is an electromagnetic radiation that is produced during decay and is very dangerous. Okay, so the unit of specific latent heat capacity is a joule per kilogram. So that's what we call specific latent heat. Specific heat is the amount of heat to rise a substance by to change the state of a substance from one form to another. Yeah. What's your answer? Number 395.
395, 2.4.
2.4. So 2.4 is correct. Number C is correct. Okay, so I'm on 399. The unit of specific latent heat is A. So that's correct. So number 400, the half-life of a radioactive material is 24 years. The activity of a sample falls to a fraction of the initial value after 72 years. What is the fraction? Now remember, according to Zipov, the Zipov formula says the number of fraction. Okay, let me write it out so that you see what I'm writing. So according to Zipov, number is equals to the time divided by half-life, right? Now, this time divided by the half-life, what we're given? We are given time to be 72. Now, 72 divided by the half-life, which is the 24 hours. So if you're having 72 divided by 24, you have 3. So since you have 3 now according to the second formula of Zippo, the fraction remaining, okay, the fraction remaining could be equals to 1 divided by 2 raised to the power of 3. So when we have 1 divided by 2 raised to the power of 3, that means I have 1 divided by 2. Now the n is 3 raised to the power of n. 1 divided by 2 raised to the power of n, and the n is 3. So I have 1 divided by 2 raised to the power of 3, which is equals to 1 divided by 8. So my 8. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. So 1 divided by 8 is the correct answer. Now, where are we? Okay, number 401. An electrical quantity is defined as what? So that is electromotive force. Electromotive force is the energy converted by a source in a driving a unit charge. So electromotive force is used to drive a unit charge from the point to the point at infinity. So 402. Which of the following is equivalent to coulomb? So the answer is 1 ampere per second. So remember the formula for coulombs in chemistry and physics. Coulombs is equals to IT, right? Coulombs is equals to IT. So if I have coulombs is equals to IT, I is current. Current is what?
Yes, sir.
Amperes, right? Ampere times time. Yeah. Hello. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Can you? Okay. So that's 1 ampere times second. Sorry, I'm so fast because that carry a 6 bricks climbs a ladder, each brick weighs 25 Newton, and the builder climbs a distance of 4. We have power, and power is equals to work done over equals to force times distance. Force times distance divided by time. Now look at it. Now I have the force times distance divided by time, and we are given the force, which is 25. Remember, we are given force 25, and we're given time 8 seconds, and distance 4. So I have 45 times 4. Now, what do you?
The answer is 12.5, sir.
Okay. The answer is what?
12.5.
The answer is what, please? Huh? What did you say? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, let me just show you the screen back. 25.4 divided by 25.4 times 8 divided by 12. So the answer is 12.5. So the answer is 12.5. So 12.5 is the final answer. Do you have any question?